Hi, I'm Josiah,
And I'm Elizabeth.
and this is Worth Watching.
Pro tip, if you're breaking into an ex-hitman's house to steal his car, don't kill his puppy.
Just don't. It's a really bad idea.
Hello and welcome to this episode of Worth Watching. Today we're reviewing John Wick, starring Keanu Reeves.
So this movie's plot follows an ex-hitman whose wife just died, and she gave him a puppy as her dying gift to try to help him cope with her death. One day he is at a gas station and runs into some members of the Russian mob that it just turns out he used to work for, and they sort of make some veiled threats. The next night they break into his house, steal his car, and kill his puppy, and that leaves him with no choice but to seek revenge by systematically exterminating the entire Russian mob. And this movie is an action movie, and the action in this movie is really cool.
I really enjoyed the part where, anytime they were shooting guns, it looked really realistic. I thought it looked really cool. And he also, spent a lot of time, reloading his gun. A lot of times in action movies, they don't show that at all.
Right.
And it's like, oh, that's so fake. He's not reloading. But he was reloading his gun, and he did it really fast, too, and I thought it was really awesome. And his hand-to-hand fighting was really fast, too.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I really liked about the casting of Keanu Reeves in this role, is that he's done a lot of martial arts movies with stuff like The Matrix, and other movies he did after that, where you could just tell watching these fight scenes that he was a person who had a lot of experience with this and wasn't someone who they just trained up for a month before the filming of this movie to know these moves. He just looked really skilled and efficient at this. And the thing I liked was, again, this movie didn't shoot the fight scenes in a way that was this really close, shaky cam, which is a style I like, but can sometimes be used to cover bad fighting. This movie did these big, long takes of him just beating up 3 or 4 people at a time. And unlike a lot of, kung fu movies where I've seen where the bad guy will run in with a pipe and just stand there while the guy hits him 6 times in the chest and then kicks him over the face, this is stuff where he'd, hit one bad guy, grab the other guy's gun, punch him in the face, shoot the first bad guy, turn it, people were actually attacking him at the same time in a really realistic manner that I thought brought realism to the really graceful fighting in this movie.
I liked that a lot, but I felt like it all happened so fast. I don't know if that was real or not, or fast forward, but I thought it looked really cool.
I think he was just moving really fast because I didn't notice any fast forwarding. I could be wrong, though.
So one thing that kind of bothered me in this movie was his look. I just did not like his long hair and his, gross looking beard. I felt like they could have cut him up, made him look a little cleaner. But I don't know if they were going for, his, sad and depressed because his wife had died.
Right.
But in the flashbacks, he looked exactly the same. So I don't know what they were doing there, but I think they could have done it
Right,
better.
and that's what I was expecting, was that when they would flash back to him with his wife, I thought he'd be, cleaned up and stuff, and this is his let himself go look. But in the flashbacks where she's still alive, he looks exactly the same, and I thought that was sort of a wasted opportunity. Something else I really have to give this movie credit for is just the style and direction. I love the way this movie was directed. I love the way it was shot. It's got a really cool style to it and really stays true to sort of the world that the movie sets up from the beginning.
One thing I didn't like though about the style was they had the subtitles kind of in the middle of the screen, and they'd have one word and a different color and kind of a different font. I thought it was distracting. I didn't like it at all.
I actually like that because to me it reminded me of old film noir, or noir graphic novels where you've got the important words bolded and in a slanted type. I thought it looked cool, but you weren't so much.
Yeah, I don't think it needed it. It could have been just simple, plain subtitles at the bottom.
And this movie has what has to be the best cop answering a noise complaint scene in the history of movies ever. I laughed so hard at the scene, and it's done so perfectly. I'm not going to give it away, but you have to see it just for that scene because it's hilarious. So with all that in mind, what would you rate this movie on a scale of A through F?
I'd have to give this movie a solid B. I thought it was really, really good. The action scenes were awesome, and I really liked it.
I'm going to give it an A for what it is as an action movie because, in my opinion, it's definitely the best action movie that's come out this year. Best revenge action movie I've seen in a while. I think it's definitely better than The Equalizer, and there are reasons that people, I think, might compare the two movies if they saw both of them. But I think this one definitely wins out, and it's great to see Keanu Reeves back as an action star again, so good stuff.
Thanks for watching this episode of Worth Watching.
Remember to like the video if you like it, comment down below with your thoughts on John Wick, and, of course, subscribe if you want to see more. Bye.